But let's go ahead and welcome our guest for the day. Her name is Elizabete. She is from Printful's YouTube channel. She has graciously agreed to share her time with us. I am so glad that we can finally be sitting on the same couch where once we were competitors, now we are colleagues. This is an absolutely wonderful moment. So thank you so much for coming on. How you feeling?
Very, very, very good. Hello to everybody watching. If you don't know who I am basically what these two lovely people are, but over on Printful's YouTube channel. So if you've never met me or if you've never watched a video, welcome, hi, hello. If you come from Printful's side, you might have already seen me somewhere. And I could not be more excited to be here. I feel like this feels surreal.
I know, right?
What?
It's pretty amazing. But again, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and our community. And thanks for bringing all those Printful people over to our show today. All right, so before we kick things off, we like to start off with a little icebreaker trivia question with our guests. Right. You folks at home can play along. So without further ado, are you ready for today's icebreaker question?
I am. I feel like the audience should know. I genuinely have no idea what this is going to be like. I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay, well, I'm not going to make it too hard for you, but if you've been paying attention there over at Printful, you should get this, okay? Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, so what was one of Printful's first 3 products offered when they launched back in 2013? Was it A, posters, B, mugs, C, shower curtains, or D, novelty dog pajamas? Now, before you answer, let's give our audience out there a chance to put their responses into the chat. A, posters, B, mugs, C, shower curtains, or D, novelty dog pajamas, okay? What was it?
I'm gonna go with A, mostly because the lore is that the company started off as like this kind of like motivational thing for startups, where there were a lot of these motivational posters now like 11 years ago that startups love to put on their walls. So I'm gonna guess that it was posters.
Congratulations, the correct answer is A, posters. Did we get anybody that got it right?
Yeah, we actually had quite a few people. Seamless Comfort Limited, John Fraser, Natalie, Craft D, they all said posters.
Did anybody say novelty dog pajamas?
Yes, we had Good Mom Beauty, Alvin Rustin Zhang said novelty pajamas.
Good guess, but unfortunately it was posters, but thank you all for playing along at home.
I will.
All right, so give us the 411 on Printful, okay? Maybe our audience isn't as familiar with Printful as they should be, but what is it you guys do the best?
All right, this is kind of coming from our customers, the people who really trust us with the stuff that we do. I feel like most of our users, if you're sitting there, you can back me up on this, love the quality that we provide. The main difference between Printful and Printify, if you don't know, is kind of like in our setup. To somebody who comes from completely outside of POD space, you might not really know anything about this, and it would be like, Printful, Printify, they're exactly the same company. Why is there a difference? The setup kind of goes like this. So Printify works with their fantastic outsourced partners. You have a big network all over the world, and you're able to cover a big chunk of the world because you work with so many different partners. Versus for us, the priority for it was making sure that we do everything in-house. So our facilities are all our team. It's our people, our machines, everybody just kind of like working together, wearing the same t-shirts. I'm sure like some of the Printful people will recognize this one. What that means for us is that we can control every single thing that goes on in there. So from the very start, we use the same machinery, we use the same processes, the same products, and as a result, I sure hope that was your experience as well. We like to control our quality as much as possible.
Exactly. All right. So just tell us a little bit about the vibe over there at Printful. How did the announcement of this merger, how was it taken by your colleagues over there?
By colleagues, I feel like it was, the first moment was shock because all of us have spent so much time trying to compete, right? Trying to be like, okay, well, they launched this, we can do this. Okay, they launched that, we can do that. Versus now, it feels kind of crazy to just be able to work together. We get to see how everything works on your end. You get to see how everything works on our end. We're super excited at this point. I couldn't be more stoked about this, right? At this point, I feel like the first shock has worn off. Now we're starting to work together. I've spent so much time with you guys today and during other days. And the vibe is like, we don't know exactly what's coming, but we're like starting to work together and we're happy.
Exactly. So that's from the Printful side. Now, what about your merchant community? What has been their reaction?
somewhat similar for different reasons, obviously. For most of them, especially in the beginning, I was like, what? What is happening? How? And especially during this time, during the holidays, all of my orders for like Black Friday, for Christmas, for New Year's, for everything's going to be totally impossible to handle, right? This merger, this huge news, and also the holidays. But then people kind of like calmed down for a little bit, realized that we're not making huge, gigantic changes right now. And now people are kind of feeling better. They're seeing the opportunities that might come from the fact that we get to align and work together. So people are overall more positive.
Yeah, and you said a word there that I think we should really highlight. It's the opportunity that the merchants out there are going to have access to. So that's what I'm most excited about the future. But Leah, you mentioned it a little bit earlier when you talked about pricing. Now, it's no secret you guys are just a little bit more expensive than we are. So tell us a little bit about where that value is in that elevated price.
I feel like that very much connects to the difference that I explained in the very, very first bit. So because we kind of like own the entire process and create every single process from scratch, like we test all of the products ourselves, find the suppliers, we test every single customization technique. So like every single thing that we introduce goes through a whole process for us on our end. That's a huge investment, making sure that we hire everybody and we buy all the machinery and we buy all the stock. Being able to maintain that on our side is our commitment to quality, but it is also more expensive. Therefore, that is kind of where that difference in price comes from.
Okay. Well, let's address the elephant in the room, because likely you folks out there in your doing your research before you either settled on Printify or Printful were attracted to either platform based on specific things, or maybe you had experiences in the past with one or the other that led you to choose either Printful or Printify, and now you're dead set Team Printful, and now you're dead set Team Printify. Okay. Now that it's one company, what do you think the merchant sentiment should be now that they're sort of like I wouldn't say forced, but now that they're confronted with the fact that everything happens under one umbrella?
Well, the first thing is we kind of already know why some people pick the one and some people pick the other. We are doing everything in our power, especially currently the behind the scenes work. There's so much going on to make sure that we can find out how you guys do the stuff that you do really well, and you can find out how we do stuff that we do really well. And once we connect those two things, it's going to be way more possible for us to eliminate the things that might have made you not super happy and bring up the things that made you happy already.
Exactly. And here's a good opportunity for me to remind you folks out there that if you do have questions for us or about anything we've covered today or anything that Liz has mentioned about Printful, pop that into the chat right now, and then our moderator Talish will collect that and we'll address that in the Q&A session in just a little bit. But folks, Liz, if our Printify community out there wants to learn a little bit more about what you guys do, where should they go?
Well, this is going to be my shameless plug right now. Okay, get ready. Go to our YouTube channel. I'm really hoping that there's a link appearing in the chat right now.
Yes.
You're gonna see a lot more of me there if you're not tired of hearing my voice just yet. But we do so much to make sure that we can educate sellers in every single way, from our own stuff and like products and integrations and everything, a lot of tutorials, to just e-commerce stuff in general, how to market, how to design, how to make sure that you can succeed. And I feel like regardless of which platform you have come from, whether it's Printful or Printify, I hope you're gonna find the stuff that we make useful. So I will see you there.
Exactly. And here's a little challenge to you folks out there that are watching right now. If you haven't subscribed to Printful's YouTube channel yet, go ahead and do so. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do so. And if you're already subscribed to both of them, drop the word both into the chat, and so we can celebrate how awesome you are as one of our online entrepreneurs. I teased it a little bit earlier, but you're adding something to our prize package to our 3 randomly selected winners that fill out our post-show survey. What exactly are you adding to the prize package?
We are doubling it.
What?
So, you know how we mentioned there's going to be 3 winners who are going to get some amazing prizes at the end if you fill the survey that we're going to send. What Printful is going to do on our side is we're going to add just as much of prizes to the prize pot already. So your winnings are going to be doubled.
Exactly. So that's if you're playing along at home, that's $50 of Printify sales credit, $50 of Printful sales credit, a Clicks to Riches T-shirt that you can wear at Christmas morning and be the envy of your entire family, and an embroidered Printful hat that you can wear along and be the conversation piece of the year. And that'll be for our 3 randomly selected winners who fill out our post-show survey. So don't go anywhere. All right, well, let's move things along because I know we have a lot of questions we need to answer, and I want to make sure we answer as many as we can. So, Leah, what's going on with our folks there in the Q&A chat?
Yes, we have so many questions. First of all, Elizabeth Wallace in the chat says, I love Elizabete, so she's happy you're here, and shout out to all Elizabetes out there.
Thank you for bringing your fans over today. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm glad.
All right, so let's get to the questions. Our first question is from Jamie G, and asking, how does this merger even affect us? What changes will we see on our end?
Well, I mean, for the time being, each platform is going to operate as they were, okay? Because it doesn't make sense to do anything except support you during this most crucial time of the year. So I just will urge you to stay patient, and we will share any updates or anything about how this affects you and your business at a future date, okay? But for right now, don't worry about anything. It's business as usual, and we're there to support you whether you're using Printful or Printify.
Right, and again, if you want something specific for you out of this merger, let us know. Make your voice known.
Exactly. Put it into the chat. Put it into the description. Reach out to our support teams. Make your voice heard, and remember, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. We want to give you the experience that works best for you.
Yes. Okay, next question asked by RPG Mouse. When will we see the first changes as a result of the merger?
Ooh, people are asking about the future. I mean, I wish I had a crystal ball and I could tell you, but we just simply don't know at this time. This is still relatively new. Our teams are just beginning the collaboration phase. So what's going to come out on the other end? I don't know, but I know for sure it's going to be awesome and you're not going to want to miss it.
And you will be the first to know.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't think you guys would want us to spend this time right now working entirely on the changes that we might be making to the platforms. I'm sure everybody here understands how crucial a time this is for you guys as sellers. So we're knees deep in the busiest season of the year. Once this is done, you're going to start learning more stuff about what is coming, okay?
Stay tuned.
Exactly. Okay, next question is from Michelle Blount. Will we have access to one fully merged catalog of products? This is a fantastic question. We don't have the answer for you just yet, but again, you will be the first to know.
Exactly. Just don't miss an episode of the Clicks to Riches show. That's where you can find the latest updates on the platform. Everybody wants to know, what can I expect in the future? What can I expect in the future? Just know it's going to be awesome, okay? And so no need to go anywhere or do anything. You'll be the first to know.
Okay, next question from Lynn D. Will the Printify premium subscription discounts apply to Printful products too?
Well, certainly not right now. Okay, because each platform is going to operate independently. Will it in the future? I don't know if that's something you want, and others out there, and others of you out there want. Let us know so we can. So now that we're in this collaboration phase and we're deciding in which direction to go, so if we hear from you, then we'll know exactly what to prioritize and what not to.
Mm-hmm. Next question from Breaking Apparel: will shipping become faster with both companies? Again, we can't say right now, but we can maybe speculate. We have more access to print providers.
Sure. What's going to be crucial for you to understand about this shipping aspect is that you're going to have more shipping options. Mm-hmm. Now, I can't go on record and say yes, everything's going to be faster because a lot of factors are going to depend on that. Where your products are being fulfilled, where your customer is located, seasonality, stock levels, things like that. So there's a lot of factors involved. But with more options, it's certainly a rosier outlook on the horizon. So stay tuned for more details.
Mm-hmm. Another question from Rockstars next. Will we be able to use Printful mockups for Printify products?
If you want that, we can talk about it. It's one of those things where we are now in the process of building out the synergies and the ways that we can combine our strengths. If you really like Printful's mockups, I don't know, I'll talk to one of our photographers and be like, hey, okay, can we combine both teams and kind of like make sure that our mockups can be useful for both products? How would we do that? How do we build that out? So if you really like our mockups, go and into, I don't know, our Facebook groups, our YouTube comments right now in this chat and tell us about it. Because we're not going to find out about which features and which options you love if you don't tell us.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't think it will. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to say anything out of pocket. So let's just go ahead and move on.
Yeah. We have two similar questions. One from IKECon. If you operate independently, what's the point of a merger? And then another question from Jules Gorley. So what exactly are the benefits of this merger?
Okay.
Well,
go ahead.
We've kind of covered it already a little bit. Again, we're already two giant brains in this industry merging, coming together into one. We can share with each other now our technologies, our knowledge. You know, both companies have their strengths, both have their weaknesses. We can now combine those to have all like superpowers.
Right, and it's important to understand there's a lot of moving parts on both sides of the aisle here, both on the Printify side and the Printful side. Although we're in the same business, our business models can be considered completely different because Printful does everything in-house. We have a network of 85 plus print providers. To on day one, present you with a fully merged product is a little bit of wishful thinking. Would that have been great? Yes, of course. But we have to start the collaboration process, and again, you folks are ultimately going to be the ones to benefit. But as it stands right now, you can count on both platforms to operate and provide you the service that you have been grown accustomed to.
Yeah, and on top of that, as we are working on this right now, what we're saying is that the two platforms are going to be separate for the time being. We're not promising that always this is going to be the case. What we're saying is that right now you don't have to worry about changes immediately, but we promise that there's going to be good stuff coming.
Yes, the ultimate goal is to provide something for you that works best, using the best of what Printify offers and the best of what Printful offers. So ultimately, you can increase your profitability, reach more of your target audience, regardless of where they live, with better shipping options, better product options, and just better service across the board.
T. Marie is asking a really good question. Will we still be able to choose our own provider or be forced to use what is available?
Well, certainly that's not going to change on Printify. That's kind of what we do well, giving you the freedom and flexibility to choose the option that works best for you based on your distinct and unique business needs. So for the time being, absolutely not. Okay, but stay tuned, because in addition to that sort of freedom and flexibility, we'll be able to add on layers that come from the Printful side that you're going to be able to take advantage of as well.
Okay, let's do, I think, one more question. We have a really good one from We Like You. After this, where is the best place to give feedback?
Oh, very good question. Well, first of all, you can start right here. Okay, these chats, and whether you're watching live or on replay, put them in here because they will exist, and we definitely will be curating the chat, both the chat and the comment section, and passing that information up the ladder. You're also able to contact either our merchant support team or the merchant support team over at Printful. Let your voice be heard. That will all be cataloged, and again, your feedback is crucial to this process. So we are able to deliver you the product that works best for you.